Yeah, I mean, I think if we had to sum it all up, the real point here that, again, I think everyone's heard, but have you like really sat down to think about it intentionally and put it into practice? But like one small kind act could really make the difference, for people, and not just for yourself, but for others. And I think, I love the quote that says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. And I think that's just like such a simple but powerful way to think about it. Greetings from Confetti Land, home of the Confetti Bar. I'm Jessica, founder and confetti artist.
And I'm Alexis, head of happiness. Join us here in this magical, colorful place where we
have fun,
feel feelings,
and encourage you to embrace your unique version of happiness and all of its beautiful, messy pieces.
We are so excited to have you join us.
Today feels like a good day to talk about kindness.
I think that kindness and confetti are a lifestyle that go hand in hand.
I would have to agree. So I think it is only natural that we dedicate an entire episode to talking about not only what kindness is and when to celebrate it, but how to share random acts of kindness with others. I think it'll be a good time.
I think it will. I sure do.
Okay, but like for reals, I think kindness is one of those things that we all maybe take for granted a little bit. We kind of like, it's so obvious that we forget about it, maybe more than we should. I know I can be guilty of that. I think we need to intentionally practice it sometimes because it is too easy to get caught up just the day-to-day stress, and when things are crazy and hectic and you're overwhelmed and you're sort of just thinking of yourself, and maybe you react in certain ways to other people. But I think just taking that step and remembering to be kind goes a long way.
I agree. Whenever somebody shows me maybe more kindness than I expect them to, I then am inspired to go and be kind to others. Oh my gosh, you know what that just made me think of? So we just watched Spirited together, and it's giving yes. Ripple effects, that song.
Yes. Yes, but it's true because I feel like, we kind of get what we give in a lot of ways. And let me be clear, to me, being kind doesn't mean that you let people walk all over you or you become too much of a people pleaser or anything like that. It's more in kind of the approach and the intention of kind of trying to find that middle ground, find the grace, find the kindness, even more so when things maybe aren't going exactly according to plan, or, maybe someone wasn't treating you with kindness. I don't think that's a reason to not be kind. If anything, I think it's more of a reason to be kind. But maybe we should back up a little bit and just sort of like, what is kindness? So obviously we have, the dictionary definition, which is the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. I think that's a simplistic way to think about it. To me, I think kindness is really an intentional practice of kind of treating others and yourself with kind of the highest level of respect, grace, and compassion. I think it's something that you don't do with the intention of receiving something back or, getting something in return. You just do it because you genuinely want to. And that's the energy and the vibe you want to put out into the universe. And you genuinely believe it's just the right thing to do. So you're not doing it, for the praise or, for any other reason other than maybe that it makes you happy and it will make someone else a little happy as well. I think it's choosing to believe in good and then actually being the good in the world by spreading said kindness. And really, it just means being nice. Like, really, I think it's that simple sometimes that we just forget, but it's just be nice.
I agree. I agree.
Okay, so I want all of our confetti friends, including ourselves right here, right now, to think about, are we kind to others and are we kind to ourselves? But like, really, truly kind. What do we think?
Yeah, I think that that's some really, really good questions to ask ourselves, because I think it is one thing even like to be mindful and intentional about being kind to others, but truly, are we extending that same grace and kindness to ourselves, or are we beating ourselves up about different things? So extending grace to others, extending grace to ourselves, both very, very important.
I agree. It goes both ways. And I think maybe I'm probably guilty of finding it easier to be nicer to others than to myself, maybe sometimes, if I really think about it. But it's like that whole cliche about like you got to put on your own oxygen mask before you can help someone else kind of thing. But it's like, if you're not truly kind to yourself, can you ever really be truly kind to other people? I don't know.
Whoa.
Thoughts, deep thoughts.
Deep, deep thoughts.
Okay, well, we'll let everyone ponder that for themselves. But I think maybe a good segue here is to let the people know when we should celebrate kindness.
Yes. I think that you and I both agree that kindness should be celebrated every single day. But I do.
If you need something to mark on the calendar,
it's a good little mark to be extra intentional on these days. So we've got
a
World
reminder.
Kindness Week. Yes, set yourself a little reminder to be a little extra kind. World Kindness Week is generally the first to second week in November, leading up to World Kindness Day. World Kindness Day is November 13th, which I am sad that I missed that this year. But hopefully I was being kind.
Seems.
Undercover.
You're always kind, Alexis. I don't doubt for a moment that you were kind on November 13th.
Well, I thank you for that, and I truly hope so. Sometimes the girl can be grumpy. And then Random Act of Kindness Week is generally the second-ish week in February. So we've got something kind of towards the end of the year, something towards the beginning of the year. We're spreading it around.
It's coming around. We won't miss that one.
It's coming around. Random Act of Kindness Day is February 17th. We love. Mm-hmm. And then my favorite holiday is the officially unofficial Confetti Day on or around March 30th.
Can you tell the people what is Confetti Day?
Confetti Day is a day that I started a few years ago, and it's really all about spreading kindness and like joy and surprises. So I like to call it a traveling party, if you will. So oftentimes this includes literal confetti and also some kind of confetti treat, like edible confetti situation, of taking it to work or taking it around to neighbors, friends, but there's really no like rules. It's just spreading a little extra joy, a little extra kindness to people that might not be expecting it.
We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it. And that was kind of what brought us together in many ways, because that was our first ever collaboration, was Confetti Day. So yes. It's already spreading the joy.
Genuinely, it's just, I might be biased, but it is the best.
Okay, I think now it might be helpful to share with everyone 20 ideas for acts of kindness. Because again, I think it's one of those things where we probably we want to be kind a lot of times, and it's not that we don't think about being kind, but maybe we're just at a loss for some concrete ideas for how we do that. So we've got 20 ideas to get the ball rolling, and hopefully that will spark some inspiration for everyone.
Yes.
Okay, we'll just dive right in. So, number 1 is to hide random acts of confetti around your town. So, obviously, this is a little bit of a shameless plug because we just so happen to offer random act of confetti packets that you can purchase on our website. It comes in a pack of 10. So, that kind of kickstarts your random acts of confetti journey right there. But it's a really easy, simple, fun way to spread some kindness.
Yes, literally the random acts of confetti. It's hard to choose a favorite product, but that is certainly at the top of my list. What sparked the idea for these little packets of random acts of confetti?
Oh gosh. This was way in the early days of the Confetti Bar, so I don't know that I can pinpoint exactly where it came from. I mean, like most of my crazy ideas, it probably came to me in a dream or something. But it just, it hit me one day. We talk about random acts of kindness, and it is my nature to put a confetti spin on just about anything I can. So it's
Spread
like random
kindness
acts
like
of kindness,
confetti.
random acts of confetti. It just sort of went together. So there's been a couple different iterations of how it's been packaged and how it's been presented, but I feel really good about where it is now. They come in these cute little mini hollow bags, and it has a cute little sticker on it. And they're an assorted mix. We have both regular confetti as well as biodegradable. So your choice if you think you're gonna, well, I mean, you can leave them anywhere, but if you want to be more eco-friendly for the people who find said active confetti, you have that option. But yeah, the idea is you just leave them kind of anywhere that someone might randomly find it and bring them joy. And the little sticker says huzzah, you have found a random active confetti. So it's super cute. Leave them behind at a coffee shop, put them in a library book, put them at a bus stop, hide them in a bathroom, I don't know, anywhere that someone might unexpectedly find it. Yeah. And Alexis always films a reel, and she leaves them all over the place. So if you need some inspiration, go check out Instagram.
Yes. I actually think that the random acts of confetti were in the first care package that Mom sent me with your things, which was my introduction to the confetti bar. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive.
Maybe that's why it holds a extra special place in your heart.
It really does.
I keep meaning I gotta go look up Carla's first order. I gotta see if I could go back and
yes.
find it.
Go back in the archives.
Okay. We'll follow up on that. But
good.
Okay. Number 1 is to hide random acts of confetti.
The best. Number 2, leave a sweet note for someone you love to find. I love a sweet note. I think one of my top love languages is words of affirmation. I don't think I know. And so to get a fun little note from somebody that means something to me is the best. My mom used to put little lunch notes in my lunchbox, and literally through high school. But it was just always a fun a little touch point in the day. And any other cards or things like that from people are just personally the best for me. So why not do that for someone else?
I agree. And I have to say, so Clifford and I We work from home most of the time, but we do go into the office usually at least once a week. So we have to pack our lunches, and we do write each other a note every week that we stick in the other person's lunchbox as if we don't know it's coming.
Yeah, no.
But we have to be secret about it.
Of course.
But yeah, it's just a fun thing, and it does it. Even though I know it's coming, it always brightens my day. So now, like, an unexpected little note. And I do think there is something about like a handwritten note that just makes it, extra. You take the time to actually write it out, maybe draw a little picture, a little heart, a little balloon situation. It's just, and it doesn't have to be fancy. Like, we use little Post-it notes. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's just like a short little something. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're sweet. Sometimes they're sentimental. It runs the gamut, but just a little something.
Yes. Love.
Number 3, sing the praises of a local business by reviewing their business online. I think this is something that is often overlooked. As a small business, I always appreciate when someone goes out of their way to recommend us or tell a friend. And just in today's day and age, like, it's so tough. Like, there's so many businesses, so many things, so many events, information overload out there. And so taking the time, like, to really recommend and promote the places that you genuinely love, I think goes a long way. And I've always been more of the mindset of, like, I don't want to leave negative reviews, even if I have a bad experience. Like, to me, like, I just won't recommend you. And like, if someone asks me my opinion, like, then I'll give it to them. But I'm not going to go out of my way to leave a negative review. But I want to go out of my way to leave a positive review. And I think they make all the difference. So a couple minutes. That's all it takes. Even if it's not a public review, just let the people know. Write them an email. Send them a note. Write them a note. Combine two things. But somewhere publicly does obviously help a lot. So, you have your favorite little coffee shop or boutique or whatever it is. Let the people know that you appreciate them.
Yes. I feel like when I'm looking at reviews for things, there will be like polar extremes. And I also am not really one to like leave negative reviews in places. That gives me hives. But like, why am I not singing the praises of somebody who's doing a great job? Like, in my head, I'll be like, oh, that was like such a great experience. But yeah, let them know that and let other people know. So I really like that one. Number 4, bake cookies for neighbors or coworkers. Seriously, not much more brings me joy than making a batch of cookies and having extras for people, because let's be honest, when you're making some cookies, there's so many in a recipe. So why not share them with others? And it's like, when somebody does that for me, it's so much fun. So spread the love to others.
Spread the love and spread the cookies.
Yes.
I feel like you do that a lot for Confetti Day. I feel like I see lots of cookies happening.
Often cookies are the edible confetti treat.
A sweet treat. But yeah, it's just a sweet, fun thing. And who doesn't like a little treat in the middle of their day? Yes. Okay, number 5. Forgive someone for a mistake they made. I think sometimes kindness, we forget, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a tangible physical act, but something that is perhaps less obvious, but still means a lot. And listen, we all make mistakes. So let's just practice a little forgiveness, and I think we'll all be happier for it.
Yes. Yes and amen. You're not wrong. Number 6, pick up litter and trash at your local park/beach. It often makes me sad when I do see messes that were created in some beautiful spaces. And I actually have a friend who Earth Day is her confetti day. Like, she loves the earth, as you should, but it is her day, and she like more often than not, like has a bag with her that she can, like as she's going for a walk, can just pick up trash along the way. And it's such a simple act, but makes a big impact.
Yeah, I need to get in a better habit. Like I try not to litter, and I don't think I do. So I don't want to contribute in that way, but I do think I could do a little bit better at helping to pick up the trash that I see when I'm out and about. So
Same.
Let's be kind to Mother Earth just as much as everybody else.
Yes.
Okay, number 7, compliment a stranger. Do you know how good it makes me feel when I'm out and about and someone that I know not a bit, and they will like tell me, oh my God, I love your jacket or your shoes or whatever it is. It just makes my day. So do that for others because you could make their day.
Yes, it is an instant mood boost, truly.
Yes.
And I always kick myself when I like see something that I, love, like a person's like nails or a piece of clothing or something, and then I don't say anything, and I'm like, oh, I could have just given them the little mood boost that I know that I get when somebody does that for me.
Yes. And it's one of those things where like, I don't know, at least for me, sometimes like, oh, you don't want to like interrupt someone or bother them and come across as creepy and, whatever. But I don't think I have ever once regretted complimenting someone. So let's just all compliment each other.
Yes. Yes. Number 8 is say thank you and mean it. Yes, this is a good one because I think so often like we can just kind of say thank you like numbly or like nonchalantly, but like really like looking somebody in the eyes, or the lost art of a thank you card. Again, like that just like handwritten note, that personability, is that even a word?
It is now.
It is now. Of just like really genuinely expressing your thanks to somebody. The best.
And this ties in with number 9, which is to say I'm sorry and mean it. So I think, kind of both sides, whether you're saying thank you or I'm sorry, but genuinely meaning it. And I agree. I think these are 2 phrases that just become so much a part of our vocabulary that we just like say it without even thinking about it sometimes. But to really take that moment and say like, gee, am I truly and genuinely thankful for XYZ? Or, maybe I should actually apologize for something that I didn't maybe realize I did in the moment. And really just, I think like an end of day reflection is good for both of these, where both kind of like a gratitude journal situation, but also just like a self-reflection on like, was I the best person I could possibly be today? Or was there anything I did that maybe wasn't the best idea in the moment? And if you did maybe do something you weren't super proud of, genuinely apologize for it. And then we can move on. And hopefully the other person will forgive you for your mistake and everything will turn out okay.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Number 10 is hold open a door for someone. This also just goes, a little thing just goes so far. Whenever, maybe I have a big load in my hands, or maybe I don't, but somebody takes the time to stand at the door before they just rush on in wherever we're going, and they hold the door open for me. It's just so kind. It's just so kind.
I will say I do feel like this is one I do make a big effort, and it's like it's just always top of mind for me. Like anytime I'm out somewhere, if I am, entering or leaving and I see someone like in the general vicinity, like always trying to hold the door. But if you ever, this is almost my favorite because it's like so silly, but like, like would you try to like hold a door for someone, but there's like multiple doors. So like you hold it first and they go through and then they hold the next one for you. And it's like this little dance.
Yes. But it makes you both like smile and laugh, and like you just have like the smallest little human connection, but it's like still like meaningful and like will carry through the rest of your day.
Yep.
Just a little song and dance door holding with others.
It's the best. Okay, we're halfway there. Number 11, pay for the person behind you at the coffee shop. So this one is one maybe, you don't do all the time, but I think, I hear it's my favorite when you go online and you hear someone like, I don't know who it was, but thank you to whoever, paid for my coffee when I was in line at Dunkin' this morning. I just think that's so sweet. And admittedly, I don't do this often enough, but it's like simple, usually a coffee shop, people aren't getting like tons of stuff. So, for a few extra dollars, if you have it to spare, I think is super sweet. And maybe if it makes you a little nervous because you're not sure and money's a little tight and you're not sure how much they're going to spend, maybe you just get a couple, small $5 gift cards and then you can hand it to someone who's kind of in line. So that way, at least, you contribute even if it's not the whole thing. But
yes,
I always think that that's just like such a kind thing to do.
I want to do more of that as well.
And have you ever seen, and I think it's like becoming a little more popular in certain kind of restaurants and stuff, they'll have like a wall where it's like you take a ticket or a sign or whatever, and it's like, this is good for one meal that somebody already paid for. So it's almost like buying a little gift card in advance, but they have like a board where someone can go in there like, hey, if you can't afford food today, like take one of these and someone has already paid for a meal kind of thing.
That's so sweet. I don't know that I have seen that, but I want to see that, and that's precious.
Yes. Well, maybe it'll be more of a thing.
Yes. Number 12. Leave encouraging notes in library books. This is so cute, too. One of my friends is very passionate about local libraries, your local public library, and using it more. And what a easy way to spread some kindness. After you read a book, maybe you can just write a note about like, hope you enjoy this as much as I did, or look out for that such and such character or something. But I think that's a really, really cute idea. I've never done it, but now I want to.
I know. I don't think I've ever done it either, even though we put together this list. But I do think it is a great idea. And my mother is a retired librarian. My first job was working in a library. So, I am an advocate as well. But how sweet would it be? Like, imagine that you like went and took out a book that you were looking forward to. And as you're flipping through, like you found this little note of someone who had read it before you. Like, how fun would that be?
It's so fun. And then you're like, I don't know, then my head would be like, oh my gosh, like who put this in there? Like what is their like life story? And like trying to kind of picture all of that. I will say this would pair very well with a random act of confetti to throw a little note and a random act of confetti in there.
It would. I just think it would be so fun. And then, I mean, if you really wanted to, not that you have to share any information, but, even like leave a little like email address or something and say, hey, let me know what you think of the book. And then you could like make a new friend that you never even met. Like that would be sweet. I mean, obviously be safe, people.
Of course.
I hate that we live in a world that we have to have these disclaimers, but with any of this, exercise a little caution and common sense. But, you can create a little email address that's just for this so that it doesn't tie to any personal identifiable information. But maybe you could have a new pen pal out of the deal.
A pen pal book club.
Yes. How fun would that be? And like they continue the chain and maybe like then they leave a note for the next person and then they loop that person and it just like keeps going.
Yes. Somebody please do this.
That would be so fun.
Yes.
Okay. Number 13. Tell someone how much they mean to you. Again, I think it's one that it's so simple. It's so easy to do. Yet we often forget to like really let people in our lives who mean something to us, let them know how much they mean to us.
Yes. I'm guilty of just being like, well, I mean, I assume that because like I'm still hanging out with you and making plans. Right. But just taking a little extra time to let them know. Again, just a little thing goes such a long way. Number 14, take yourself on a date. I know this could be, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I have not done it in a while and I need to, but I love going to a restaurant with like a magazine or a book just by myself. And like I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little bit silly about it. But like just doing something like that just for myself, like it kind of makes me like a little giddy and just like kind of giggle inside because like I do feel a little bit silly. But also I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this. Like just enjoy. Or and even maybe less awkward going to a movie by myself. It can also just feel like so like fun and sweet and like feels like I'm like doing something like crazy and it's literally not crazy at all.
Listen, I admire that so much. I'll like take myself out like shopping or, kind of that kind of thing, but I don't know that I would ever, not that I would ever, but I haven't ever like taken myself out to like a restaurant or anything on my own. And I think it comes from like, and this is my own issue to work through. I'll let my therapist know. It makes me sad when I see people eating alone at restaurants. And that, again, that's on me. Like I'm projecting, like you could be the happiest person in the world, yet I'm somehow projecting that you're lonely and have no friends. And that's my issue. But maybe that's my sign. Like I need to do it myself. Take myself on a solo jaunt to the local restaurant. And not be sad about it.
Yes, and not be sad about it. No, but I get that too. It does like kind of feel like, oh, do you not have any friends? But no, you're just a little self-care here and there. And I mean, I don't know, even like going to a coffee shop or something and maybe I'm taking work or something, but that's not really the same. It's like take a book or a magazine because if you like want to feel like you have something to do, but you're not like scrolling or, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like the empath in me. Like I don't want anyone to ever feel lonely, but I have to rein it in that it doesn't, just because you're alone doesn't mean you're lonely.
Yes.
And I think that's something I need to get more comfortable with. Like, because I like being alone, like at home and stuff. I need my quiet time and things like that. But why can't I take myself out on a date by myself?
Yeah.
All alone and be happy about it. Jessica, be kinder to yourself and take yourself out on a date.
Do it. I will say also, and then we can move on. Some of that was out of almost like necessity of like when I first moved here, I didn't know a ton of people. So I was like, I'm not going to let that stop me from going out. Would I prefer to go out with a friend? Probably. But also, if there's just something that you want to do and you can't find somebody to go do it with, like, don't let that be a hindrance.
Right.
And just go take yourself out on a date.
Yes. Oh,
treat
life
yourself.
Lessons.
Yes.
I want to be you when I grow up, Alexis.
Well, that's funny because same about you.
Look at us complimenting each other. Okay. Number 15. Mail a care package to a friend in need. We all know, hopefully by now, that gift giving is my love language, or
1000%.
One of the top ones. So I love me sending a good little care package / bit of happy mail. I do try and make an effort if I do know in particular a friend is maybe going through a harder time or has lost a loved one or something, trying to just send like a little something. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like mail?
I love mail. Yeah, you send me happy mail all the time, but when I had the Ronas, you sent me a care package and it really, like, we call it like a feel good in my family. I don't know that that's universal, but it like made me feel good. And my mom, gift giving is also her love language. So I'm the recipient of all kinds of fun things, y'all. But I think because like I've grown up with that as an example, like it is so fulfilling for me to again, like, when I know that a friend is like something's happening in their life, putting together some goodies that like, some of their favorite things or just like some silly things to make them laugh is it's just really fun. So I can see why that is y'all's love language and why it is a really fun thing to do.
Well, That's why Mom and I started Joy Shop, because it's just what we've kind of always done, and we wanted to help others do it. But even with that, I'll say, like, okay, I didn't mail it, but a lot of times I'll bring in little things for like my coworkers and stuff, and it like they're so excited, and it makes them happy, and then that makes me happy, and just goes a long way.
Yes. Yes. Number 16. Decorate rocks with encouraging messages and leave them in a public nature spot. I, again, personally have never done this one, but I have seen others who have done this, and it brings the biggest smile to my face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a whole movement, like kindness rocks. Get it? Kindness rocks, but they're rocks that share kindness.
That is too good.
But yeah, I love that when, you're just around minding your own business, and, among the normal rocks, you see one that has a little something painted on it. How would that not make you smile and like feel loved by someone you don't even know?
Mm-hmm. And I think, again, like, it's something that's so inspiring too. So maybe you don't go and do the same thing. Maybe you do, but like, you're more aware of thinking about doing something kind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Kindness breeds more kindness. Mm-hmm. Number 17. Smile at someone. So simple.
So simple.
Yet so often we don't do it.
Yeah.
And again, listen, I'm not saying like you have to smile all the time and you can't be in your feelings and all of that. But if you are out and you're feeling good, smile at someone.
Mm-hmm.
More often than not, they do return it. And if they don't, again, that's not the point. The point is not to get a smile back. It is to share your smile with someone else.
Yes. I love when, like, I'm at the grocery store and, just pushing my little cart around, and I actually take the time to make eye contact and smile with somebody rather than just being, like, head down, like, let me just get in and get out. And it's returned. Or if somebody starts it, and then I'm like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, let's, keep the smiles going all around. Number 18, practice gratitude. I think gratitude and kindness kind of go hand in hand, because when you're focusing or when you're recognizing the like positives and the goods and the expressing the gratitude, kindness is like a natural outflow of that.
I agree. And we kind of talked about it earlier, but I think, like keeping a gratitude journal and things like that is like step one to help you start to be more mindful of the things that you feel grateful for in your life. So then maybe you want to share some other things that will make other people feel grateful or, joy, or like, there is kindness out there. So I think recognizing is the first step. So, practicing gratitude really does lay the foundation, and you kind of need to start there, especially if you feel like you're struggling with like, well, how can I share more kindness? I think starting with, well, what do you feel grateful for first? And then that'll help spark some ideas.
Indeed.
Okay, number 19. Write a letter to someone else or yourself. So to me, this is it's a step beyond just leaving a note. So we talked about like leaving like a quick, sweet little note, which is like a quick one. To me, now I'm talking about like an actual letter. Like now I'm going to sit down and I'm really going to put some thought into what I'm writing. There's going to be paragraphs. There's going to be formatting. Like there's a whole thing happening here. But I think whether you spend the time and write that to someone else or even yourself, which I think is really important. There's something about like, again, the intention of sitting down, putting your thoughts together, really thinking it through, like, what do I want to say? What do I want to express? And then it's something you can come back to. And, whether if it is for yourself, it's something that you can come back and read at different times in your life. And if it's for someone else, it's something that they have that they can look back on. So yeah, writing letters, big fan.
Yes. As we all know by now, I am a sentimental sap, and I will hold on to all the cards, all the letters, and then whenever I'm like on a cleaning spree, I'll find that box, and then I'll just spend like the next hour reading
Yep.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And it sparks so much joy to have like that documentation,
Mm-hmm.
either a note to self or from someone else, and it then breeds gratitude. These just they go hand in
Mm-hmm.
hand.
It's all tied up together.
Yes.
No, I'm the same way. I literally have like boxes that I save, and anytime I have like a note or a card or something, like I'll put it in there. I So Cliff and I, like, we don't exchange gifts with each other usually, but it's like our thing for Christmas and for our anniversary and for birthdays. We write each other letters. Like, that's what we do to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
I've written letters to Emmy Joy over the years, the past 4 years, but like, she's too young to read them. So I just put them away, and like I have a box that, I just put them in for different occasions and
Mm-hmm.
milestones. So when she's old enough, I'll be able to give them to her. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it counts as words of affirmation. I don't know what love language that is. It's partially a gift in my eyes because
Yeah.
it's like a physical
Uh-huh.
expression of my words. But yeah, writing letters, all about it.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, our grand finale, number 20, is gather rogue carts. We've all been in a parking lot where there's a cart that is not in its corral. And those workers, they're busy. They can't always get them. And so help them out. Lend a hand. This is also something that both you and my mom do. Y'all are very, very kindred spirits, and we love it. But truly, like it's kind of frustrating, honestly, when you see a cart just in the middle of a parking spot, and you're like performing two acts of kindness there. You're putting it so that it's easier for the worker. You're either pushing it into the store, or into the corral. And you're also freeing up a parking space for somebody. So it's a twofer, honestly.
It is. Yeah, this is one of my go-tos. I don't know, when I see a rogue cart, I'm like, all right, let me just put it away. It takes 2 extra seconds out of my day, but yes, it maybe helps someone else out and keeps it from floating away in the wind. You ever see one of the carts like just getting carried by the wind and it's just going down the parking lot? Or yeah, like you said, like, they block the spots and then you go to pull in and you can't get in. So a big fan of just putting carts back where they belong.
Yes.
Okay, I think that was a pretty good list, and I hope that everyone has taken some inspiration. We obviously encourage you to add to this list and to create your own kindness list so that whenever you are kind of maybe struggling, or you're just like, hey, I really feel like spreading some kindness today, you can go and reference it. A couple more ideas to keep the kindness flowing and making it easy on yourself so that there are no excuses. You can craft a kindness jar. So we have a post on the site about this, but essentially you just, get a pretty jar, decorate it how you see fit, throw a little confetti in there, of course, but then like write on little strips of paper some of these ideas so that you can just pull one out every now and again and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do today. And, have it just a little inspiration at the ready to perform your acts of kindness. And then the other thing I think is really fun is to create a kindness kit that you can keep, in your car or in your purse or wherever you might get use out of it. But it's just essentially a resource where you kind of have things at the ready so that, if the opportunity presents itself, you're not like, oh, gee, I wish I could write someone a note, but I don't have any paper. Like, keep a little notepad and some pens and some colorful markers. Other things to keep in there, random acts of confetti, of course. Then we also have emergency confetti packs. So you could go that route too. Again, like note cards, notepads, colorful pens. You could maybe keep some stickers in there. What else? What else can we keep in our kindness kits?
Candy's always a good thing.
Sweet treats. It always comes back to sweet treats.
Always a sweet treat. A little cash for some coffee, a little gift card for some ice cream money. What else? Another little shameless plug, but the emergency happiness kits. You could just add like some pins and paper and stuff to that, but that has like such fun things like the little streamers and comes with some emergency confetti and stickers. But it's just a little happy.
Yeah, and again, the idea is like you just have everything with you and ready. And I think even like little compliment cards or notes, like maybe you don't feel comfortable like expressing a compliment out loud. So you could just like slip someone a little note. And you can keep some, handy that are already written out, or you can have blank ones that you can fill out. Little notes of encouragement, like things like, you're doing great, or, hey, you make the world a better place, or I'm glad I met you today, or whatever it is. I think, again, just sort of like affirming that you recognize other people and you see them and you want them to have a little joy in their lives. Anything like that. So anything that's going to help you do all of those things with ease and without having to go crazy.
Yeah.
And so that it just kind of becomes second nature and you don't really have to think about it and you have everything you need. Spread a little kindness.
Yes. I've also seen where people put together some like specifically for like people experiencing homelessness. There might be some socks in there for winter, like some granola bars, kind of shelf-stable snacks. And different little things like that you just have in your car ready to go. And if you see somebody, give it to them. And I guarantee it's gonna really bring some joy to them and be such a thoughtful thing too.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we had to sum it all up, the real point here that, again, I think everyone's heard, but have you like really sat down to think about it intentionally and put it into practice? But like one small kind act could really make the difference, for people, and not just for yourself, but for others. And I think, I love the quote that says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. And I think that's just like such a simple but powerful way to think about it. And I think if I really, think about how I want people to remember me, I hope they remember me as kind. And so that's part of the motivation. And again, it's not just about that external validation, but it's like, did I leave this world a little bit better than I found it? And that is like my personal motivation. So just be kind.
I can affirm that you are leaving quite the legacy of kindness and generosity, Jessica.
Well, thank you. Some days are better than others, let's be real. But
of course, but overall, it is 100%
but that's the
there.
point.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's just being more aware, more observant, and again, taking those couple extra minutes to intentionally spread some kindness. And the more you do it, the more it does become second nature, and the less you do have to kind of think about it. So yeah, I would encourage all of our Confettiland friends to let us know, how are you spreading the kindness, and what other things should we add to our kindness list so that we can give everyone some ideas. We would love to hear everyday things that you do, and also maybe some things that are more unique or, other people might not think of right away, because that just helps us all. So get at us. For more fun, join us on the socials at the Confetti Bar. And you can join the Confetti Club to receive free inspiration delivered to your inbox at theconfettibar.com/join.
Thanks for visiting!
Just be nice.
I agree. I think that is something that's like... You got it. You got it.
What do we think?
That's That's something to think about for sure. Yeah, I don't know where I was going to go with anything. Sorry.
She's lost.
Sorry, Cliffy and Jessica. I'm already struggling.
Alexis is taking a detour. Okay.
I'm already struggling.
Okay. Deep breath. I'm going to extend you kindness.
And I thank you.
Maybe it'll be more of a thing.
Yes. Okay, number 2. Leave encouraging notes.
Number 12.
No, whoa.
We've gone back in time.
Yikes. Just a little time travel here in Confetti Land.
Okay, it happens.
Number 12.
Everyday things that you do, and also maybe some things that are more unique or, other people might not think of right away, because that just helps us all. So, get at us. I feel like that can't be the ending.
I want that to be the ending. That's why I didn't say a peep. Get at us.
Every time. I feel like we're good, we're vibing, we got this, and then I don't know how to actually end it.
That's me with literally even an audio message to you. That's why I'm always like, woohoo!
Okay, bye. Okay, bye. I feel like that's my go-to.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
And that's all for now, folks.
That's all, folks. I wish I had the Looney Tunes sound. I'm not even going to pretend like I can hum it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. We know.